I wanted to make a little recording of some random Latinos Post articles that I wrote. So I was just reading up on why Biden chose Harris as his running mate, and then I was interested to see what Obama thought about her, because Biden was Obama's vice president. And the quote that, I think it was USA Today, I'm not sure which news article I read, but it sounded pretty much like most of Obama's quotes sound, press friendly, like media friendly. So I thought I'd start with an article I wrote in 2012. Jay-Z raises $4 million for Obama at 40/40 Club fundraiser. Obama attends, tells partygoers he and Jay-Z share a bond. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson, first posted September 19th, 2012. From the night that Beyonce serenaded President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama for their first dance after the 2008 election, the Obamas and Beyonce, along with her husband Jay-Z, have shared a real connection you don't see too often between politicians and music moguls. Tuesday night, the president appeared on The Letterman Show and spoke of the quote-unquote bond that he shares with the hip-hop superstar Jay-Z. He had just come from a fundraiser hosted by Jay-Z and Beyonce, which raised $4 million for Obama's re-election campaign. The $40,000 per ticket soiree was hosted at Jay-Z's 40/40 Club in Manhattan and was attended by 100 people. During the party, Beyonce announced, "I can't tell you how proud we are to host tonight's event with President Obama. We believe in his vision." After thanking Beyonce and hubby Jay-Z, Obama admitted that his wife and daughters were upset with him because they couldn't attend the event, and told Beyonce that she, quote, "could not be a better role model for my daughters," end quote. He went on to explain how he and Jay-Z have a lot in common. Quote, "Jay-Z now knows, what my life is like," Obama said. "We both have daughters, and our wives are more popular than we are, so, we've got a little bond there. It's hard, but it's okay," end quote. This isn't the first time the president has shown his respect for the rapper. At the beginning of September, during Jay-Z's Made in America tour performance in Philadelphia, big TV screens were rolled out so that Obama could deliver a pre-taped message to the fans at the concert. Quote, "To me, the idea of America is that no matter who you are, what you look like, or where you came from, you can make it if you try. Jay-Z did it," the president said. "He didn't come from power or privilege. He got ahead because he worked hard, learned from his mistakes, and just plain refused to quit. That's what Made in America means," end quote. The audience responded well to the message, cheering wildly as they chanted, "USA, USA." Obama has been a Jay-Z fan from the beginning. In 2008, following a debate with Hillary Clinton, the president discussed, quote, "the same old Washington game of slinging mud and ignoring the real issues," unquote. Quote, "You gotta expect it," and Obama paused as Jay-Z's Dirt Off Your Shoulders started playing in the background, and then Obama mimicked Jay-Z as he pretended to dust the dirt off of his shoulders. Smiling, the president said, "That's what you gotta do," and continued with Jay-Z's signature move. Obama hasn't paid this much attention or shown this much respect to any other musician or celebrity in particular. It would seem he and Jay-Z do indeed share a bond. Who knows? Maybe in another few years we'll see Jay-Z and Beyonce in the White House. Copyright 2015, Latinos Post. This next one I wanted to read because I've been watching the trailer for the movie The Fallout with Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler, like, over and over again. I haven't gotten around to watching the actual movie, but, like, after they go through a trauma, Jenna's character goes over to Maddie's character's house and asks if she can have some wine. So as I was looking for the Jay-Z Obama article, I found this one. Billy Joel says booze was his medication for post-9/11 depression. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson. First posted May 26, 2013 at 7:20 p.m. Billy Joel has bared his soul in a recent interview with the New York Times, where he went on record about a bunch of things, from his personal life to the art of writing music to his multiple stints in rehab and what drove his rampant booze consumption. While the entire interview is a true gem for any and every Billy Joel fanatic to get their hands on, the mainstream fans seem to be most interested in the iconic singer's road to recovery from a heavy drinking problem. Rumors still abound on this issue almost 8 years after Joel's second stint in rehab for alcoholism. So in the interview, he shot straight from the hip and set the record and the rumors straight. When asked about the 3 infamous car crashes Joel had in as many years during his drinking days, he let readers know that no, alcohol was not the reason for the wrecks, and that no, he's never in his life received a DUI. What he did say was that in the time period between 2002 and 2005, he was drinking heavily as a form of self-medication to deal with the after effects of 9/11 and what kind of impact that event had on him. Quote, I was kind of in a mental fog, and it had nothing to do with the booze. My mind wasn't right. I wasn't focused, Joel told the New York Times. I went into a deep, deep depression after 9/11. 9/11 just knocked the wind out of me, and I don't know even now if I've recovered from it. It really hurt that man could do that to man, unquote. And so what did he do to deal? Quote, I started with Dewar's white label scotch, and then when I got really heavy into it, it was vodka, Joel said. Vodka is a hardcore alky drink. I could take it in shots, or I could just mix it with something, end quote. And while he can look back on the time with clarity, admitting he had fallen into alcoholic tendencies, Joel said he inevitably ended up checking into rehab in 2005 because then-wife Kelly Lee had flat out told him, you're drinking way too much. The trip to rehab may arguably have rescued Joel from sinking deeper into a well of alcohol-infused despair, but Joel dispelled these ideas, saying, quote, I don't know why I drank so much. I don't subscribe to AA. I don't subscribe to 12-step stuff. Sometimes I just overdid it, end quote. And he says, although he has since quit drinking heavily, he hasn't quit cold turkey. Quote, I have a glass of wine once in a while, and I don't hide it, he said. I have a glass of wine with a meal, end quote. Copyright 2015, Latinos Post. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they still have them. Scripps, like, annually, has a spelling bee. They aired on ESPN. And, I used to be, like, a really good speller when I was younger, like in elementary school and middle school, high school. But I found that as in college and stuff, requirements were more toward like assignments, done on computers, that I lost my ability as like a master speller. I would forget words. I would forget how to spell words that I used to know, like right off the bat. And with spell check and everything, I just forgot. So I had always wanted to kind of follow up and see if anyone ever kind of felt the same, or if that was ever even noted or noticed by anyone. But so I wrote 2 articles in 2013. The first one, Scripps, SCRIPPS, National Spelling Bee Finals 2013, live stream schedule updates word list information. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson, first posted May 30th, 2013 at 12:21 p.m. Officials at the 2013 Scripps National Spelling Bee have announced that 42 of this year's original 281 contestants have successfully moved on to the semifinals, which will take place Thursday, May 30th in the mid-afternoon. Following the semifinals, the championship finals will be broadcast across the nation and the world Thursday evening. The semifinals will be broadcast live on Thursday from 2 to 5 p.m. on ESPN2. Immediately after the semifinal round, Scripps will post a list of participants moving on to the championship finals on its official website. According to the official site, Scripps says it anticipates, quote, that no more than 12 spellers will advance to the championship finals, end quote. The championship final round is slated to be broadcast live on ESPN from 8 to 10 p.m. on Thursday evening. While it's now official that 42 kids will be vying for that championship spot tonight, organizers had originally designated 41 contestants moving forward to the semifinals. However, they eventually decided that Nikitha Chandran of Florida, whose spelling of the word viricide was an acceptable alternative to their official spelling of the word, virucide, and they advanced her to the semifinals as well, bringing the number to an even 42. Of these 42 contestants, here is a state-by-state breakdown of who will go on to compete Thursday. Illinois, 4 contestants. Florida, Indiana, just spelling check there. Spelling error, typo. New York, Texas, 3 contestants each from Florida, Indiana, and New York and Texas. California, Colorado, Massachusetts, Ohio, 2 contestants each. Arizona, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Minnesota, Missouri, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia, Vermont, Washington State, 1 contestant each. 1 contestant from China, and lastly, 1 contestant hailing from Italy. This isn't the first time many of 2013's contestants have competed at Scripps. 63 of this year's challengers also participated in the event last year, and 7 participants have competed in the bee at least 4 times or more, including 13-year-old Arvind Mahankali, who finished in 3rd place for the past 2 years. Trib Today has reported that there were a number of noteworthy occurrences that took place during the competition on Wednesday. For example, the only blind contestant, 12-year-old Rochelle Zampella from Oklahoma, spelled capricious and Trianon, Trianon, I don't know what that means, correctly on stage and took the computer test in Braille, earning scores high enough to advance to the semifinals. Then there was 13-year-old Katie Denise of North Carolina, who asked judges, "Would you mind if I were to sing the letters to the word? It would help me." The judges agreed, and Denise correctly belted out the letters to the word stabilimeter. The kids in this year's competition have been spelling out a host of different words, ranging from common to nearly unheard of. According to the Scripps official Twitter feed, Some of the words contestants spelled correctly in round 3, pushing them into the semifinals, include fugist, equilibrium, I don't know how to say this, Andoule, Tritaceous, Hibernaculum, Epaxial, Waffle Stomper, and Clairaudient. Giving them due credit, contestants in this year's B have put in hours and hours of preparation, as they studied what may arguably have been, in some cases, thousands of words. But what about the rest of the current generation of kids who have come to rely on computer spell check programs for school assignments and have created their own lingo when it comes to texting and social media, using newfangled terms like LOL, OMG, STFU, LUV as love, UR as your, the letter Y as the word Y, and so on and so forth? The New York Daily News reports that during the lunch break Wednesday at the Scripps Bee, a Washington reporter named Susan Milligan asked the official pronouncer of the program, Jacques Bailey, what kind of impact today's technological innovations will have on the spelling and grammar skills of young people. Quote, "It's the same phenomenon as what happened in the 19th century with the telegraph," Bailey said. People had to write short because every letter cost, and that didn't ruin the language. You had a different language, and it didn't cause standard English to deteriorate or fall apart. There will always be a correct standard version of the language, and people will know they have to learn it, whether applying for a job or government contract, he continued. They will seek the correct version out, and do it. Copyright 2015 Latinos Post. Side note, another thought that I've been kind of mulling over, kind of obsessing over for years is, what about those people who have like photographic memories, eidetic memories, like Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory? It wouldn't seem very fair for them to be in a spelling bee with people who don't have eidetic memories. But I was thinking, what if Scripps hosted a spelling bee for students with eidetic memories and a separate one for students with regular people memories, and like hosted both of them, on ESPN and stuff? I would imagine they could make like twice the money, have twice the attention, bring in twice as much kind of television revenue, etc. Kind of make the competition twice as interesting to the kids who are in it, and it would be more fair and balanced. But I've never really mentioned that to anyone because I thought it might start a big thing for the children, and I didn't want them to be worried about competing with eidetic memory people, rather than focusing on the spelling of the words that they have to spell anyway. This is another article I wrote that year. Scripps National Spelling Bee 2013 live stream, schedule, updates, information, video, round 2. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson, first posted May 29th, 2013 at 1:25 p.m. The highly anticipated 86th annual 2013 Scripps National Spelling Bee has commenced, with this year's 281 spellers competing for the championship title at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Side note, I wrote this article first, and the article that I read first, I wrote that second. Anyway, for those of us who aren't able to watch the action live, Scripps is carrying on with tradition, having chosen ESPN as the official broadcaster for the competition. Additionally, the official Scripps Twitter feed will provide fans with real-time updates of the competition, including the names of the contestants as they take to the microphone and the words they are being quizzed on. A computer-based preliminary round for the B took place on Tuesday, May 28th. For the contestants that made it past that electronic hurdle, round 2 preliminaries will take place on Wednesday, May 29th from 8 to 11:45 a.m., followed by round 3 preliminaries slated to occur later on Wednesday afternoon from 1:15 to 4:45 p.m. Scripps will announce which contestants will advance to the semifinalist rounds immediately following the conclusion of round 3, with all of this action being broadcast live on ESPN3. The competition will proceed Wednesday evening as the semifinalists engage in another round of computer-based tests from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Semifinals are slated to take place on Thursday, May 20th from 2 to 5 p.m. Again, immediately following the conclusion of the semifinal rounds, Scripps will announce which contestants will move on to the championship finals, with the broadcasting of this portion of the competition taking place on ESPN2. Finally, the championship finals will go down on Thursday, May 30th from 8 to 10 p.m. and will be broadcast live on ESPN. This year, Scripps has introduced a new element to its legendary competition by incorporating a vocabulary section into the contest. Quote, "I really like the intended purpose, which is to emphasize vocabulary," 1999 Scripps champion Nupur Lala told the Associated Press in an interview. "I think the level of competition has reached such an apex at this point that they need something else to differentiate spellers and still keep the B in an educational exercise," end quote. Qualification for the semifinal and championship final rounds will be based on a cumulative score that incorporates on-stage spelling, computer-based spelling questions, and computer-based vocabulary questions. The newly added vocabulary evaluation will count for 50% of the contestants' overall score that determines who will advance to the next rounds, according to the official Scripps Spelling Bee website. The first place winner of this year's competition will receive a $30,000 cash prize as well as a trophy from Scripps, a $2,500 U.S. savings bond, and complete reference library from Merriam-Webster, and $2,000 worth of reference works from Encyclopedia Britannica. The second place winner will take home $12,500 in prize money from Scripps, and the third place winner will receive $7,500. The 2013 Scripps victors will not, however, be the only ones returning home with the spoils. All spellers in the B, beginning with the preliminary participants, will receive a CD-ROM version of Webster's Third New International Dictionary from Merriam-Webster and a $100 Visa gift card. A group of 281 youngsters will compete for the title of 2013 Scripps National Spelling Bee Champion, with girls making up 52% of contestants and boys making up the remaining 48%. Participants range in age from 8 to 14. Spellers in this year's competition hail from around the world, including the 50 United States, District of Columbia, American Samoa, Guam, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Department of Defense schools in Europe, Bahamas, Canada, China, Ghana, Jamaica, Japan, and South Korea. Copyright 2015 Latinos Post. Found another Scripps article. New York teen Arvind Mahankali wins Scripps 2013 National Spelling Bee with, I don't know how to pronounce this word, Knaidel. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson. First posted May 31st, 2013 at 2:24 p.m. Arvind Mahankali, a 13-year-old boy from Bayside, Queens in New York, has earned the first place spot at this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee after having come in third place both last year and the year before. Mahankali is the first boy to win the prestigious competition since 2008 and the first New Yorker to come in first place since 1997. He's also the Bee's 6th consecutive Indian American winner and the 11th Indian American winner in the past 15 years, according to Newsday. The 8th grader from Nathaniel Hawthorne Middle School won the championship round of the competition Thursday night after correctly spelling the word Knaidel, a German-derived Yiddish word for a small mass of leavened dough. The New York Times reports that in both 2011 and 2012, Mahankali was bumped from first place after failing to spell German words. His demise in 2011 was the word Jugendstil. I don't know how to pronounce it. In 2012, he misspelled, I don't know how to pronounce this either, Schwannoma. After that, Mahankali says he became wary of German words and announced, "I know what I have to study," Newsday reported. After garnering a win on yet another German-inspired word at this year's competition, Mahankali told the audience, quote, "The German curse has turned into a German blessing," end quote. Mahankali, who reportedly admires Albert Einstein and aspires one day to become a quantum physicist, has said that he will use his $30,000 grand prize money to help pay for college. Although the boy has announced that he is, quote, "retiring on a good note," end quote, from the world of spelling bee competitions, CNN reports that he plans to pursue other competitive scholastic arenas. Quote, "Next year I'll try to go somewhere in the Math Olympiad and the Physics Olympiad," he said. Mahankali beat out second-place winner Pranav Sivakumar, 13, who lives in Tower Lakes, New York, and attends Barrington Middle School. Sivakumar lost out to Mahankali after missing the word cyanophycean, Cyanophycean. Although he didn't take first, things aren't all bad for Sivakumar, who walked away with $12,500 in prize money. Finishing in third place was Sriram Hatwar, 13, from Painted Post, New York, who attends the Alternative School for Math and Science. For placing third, Hatwar won $7,500. Copyright 2015 Latinos Post. There's one more article that I wanted to read. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it was on my 10th page of articles. I guess maybe I didn't mean to read it, but it reminded me of, I was looking for the Obama Jay-Z article, and on page 10 of my articles, President Obama explains how he plans to tackle climate change head-on during Georgetown speech. Written by me, Barry Alyssa Johnson, first posted June 25th, 2013 at 10:02 p.m. During a speech at Georgetown University on Tuesday, President Obama announced his intentions to sign an executive order enabling him to make good on a priority laid out in his first presidential campaign to address the increasing threat of global climate change. In his speech, he revealed a plan for sweeping measures to prepare for climate change, cut carbon pollution in America, and help lead international efforts to address global climate change. Quote, I will direct my cabinet to come up with executive actions we can take now and in the future to reduce pollution, prepare our communities for the consequences of climate change, and speed the transition to more sustainable energy, he said. Obama encouraged the consideration of America's strengths, particularly in research, technology, and innovation, as major factors that put the United States in the position to and take responsibility for tackling the challenges associated with global warming. For his proactive attack on climate change, Obama is switching his approach in terms of how to accomplish what needs to be accomplished in the time frame it needs to be accomplished by. He says he will rely on his executive authority to pass the necessary measures because passing legislation on climate policy would be a nearly impossible feat in Congress, where viewpoints on the issue are both strong and deeply divided. Quote, if Congress won't act soon to protect future generations, I will, he said. In terms of his plans to cut carbon pollution in America, Obama will approach the hurdle from several angles. 5 major goals are identified in accomplishing this. First is to deploy clean energy. To achieve this, the plan is to cut carbon pollution from the nation's power plants, promote American leadership in renewable energy, and to unlock long-term investments in clean energy innovation. The next step in this goal is to build a 21st century transportation sector by increasing fuel economy standards and developing and deploying advanced transportation technologies. Step 3 is to cut energy waste in homes, businesses, and factories. 4th is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by curbing the emissions of methane, for example, and to preserve the role of forests in mitigating climate change. To prepare the United States for the impacts of climate change, the plan is threefold. First is to build stronger and safer communities and infrastructures. Next is to protect the U.S. economy and natural resources through a number of approaches, among them conserving land and water resources, maintaining agricultural sustainability, managing drought, and preparing for future floods, the latter a lesson highlighted by the impact of Superstorm Sandy. The final step in preparation for climate change impact is to use sound science to manage said impacts. Quote, the question is not whether we need to act, he said. The overwhelming judgment of science, of chemistry and physics, and millions of measurements has put all that to rest, end quote. Lastly, the details on Obama's plan to lead international efforts to address global climate change. A 2-step process. Primarily, the president seeks to work with other countries to take action to address climate change. How? In many ways. Among them, reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, negotiating global free trade in environmental goods and services, leading global sector public financing towards cleaner energy, and strengthening global resilience to climate change. Quote, the question is whether we will have the courage to act before it's too late, he said, and how we answer will have a profound impact on the world we leave behind, not just to you, but to your children and grandchildren. As a president, as a father, and as an American, I'm here to say we need to act, end quote. Copyright 2015, Latinos Post.